Welcome back, everyone. As you know by now, my name is Zara and I'm Gail's virtual assistant. So let's dive into another episode of Style Drops. This week's video is on the importance of the art of placement, with objects and furniture within your space. Gail has a personal design philosophy that goes beyond randomly arranging furniture in a typical space. To her, it's about creating a story, finding balance in the extremes with tension in texture and scale. This insight can truly make or break a desired end result, allowing a room to achieve a more effortless elegance, where she likes to incorporate layers of design, bringing in coziness, style, and functionality. So many creators here on YouTube share engaging content that makes you feel like you could totally transform your space in a weekend, with just a credit card and some confidence. But somewhere along the way, we started confusing random design insight for proper individual direction and balance within a given space. Good interiors take time to evolve. They are created by collecting over time, not curated through a weekend buying session. There is one specific channel that comes across so charming and genuinely likable, who has created an incredibly successful channel, along with solidifying several major brand deals. The content leans heavily into the basic home decor improvement, along with showing the viewer the process of how they created the space. But if you really take a deep dive into some of these makeovers, eliminating the drama of needed editing, music and lighting, they're really quite mundane. Unfortunately, the end result of the designs really falls short on proper furniture and art placement, which is a pretty major point with room makeovers. In this one particular refresh, the sofa is placed in the wrong position, creating a visual and physical block to the room, which is a major design no-no. The sofa should be flanked in the typical position, floating in front of the wall, opposite the console. Another misfire is on the selection of artwork for the large wall now behind the sofa. Those wallpaper stamp blocks are fabulous, but current hanging positions have them floating on the wall, looking kind of lost. The chairs now should be repositioned at the entry of the living space where the sofa used to be, and most importantly, the coffee table needs to turn to the opposite way, flanking between the daybed and chairs, possibly even revisiting whether to switch to a larger rectangle or even a square, if the room size can support it. Oh, and one last thing, gluing on trim on the bottom of the drapes might be fine if you were doing a set design for a last-minute fix during a photo shoot if you were a set stylist. But doing it for an actual living space, that is a complete no bueno. YouTube algorithms don't care if you went to design school, have 2 decades of client experience, or can explain why your furniture arrangement is giving everyone subtle anxiety. They care about engagement and watch time. The result is a landscape where the most visible design experts are often the ones who are best at being on camera, and not necessarily the ones with the deepest understanding of space planning, color theory, or even just overall balance and creativity. Many of these content creators are aware of the current trends in the design industry and can easily reiterate what everyone else is saying, adding their own branded twist. But they're missing the deeper knowledge of why certain things work, and why many don't. Rooms are not formulaic. There is no one-size-fits-all design map. Yes, absolutely, the creators can share style, future directions, and current disasters, even critiquing or doing reaction videos like this one. Content creators, even the well-meaning ones who genuinely want to help, often skip this foundational knowledge and jump straight to the fun stuff, the styling, the shopping hauls, the dramatic reveals that make everyone feel like they could totally do this themselves. They're teaching the decorating equivalent of advanced calculus without covering basic math, leaving their audiences with surface-level skills that look good in photos but don't hold up when you actually have to live with the results. The most successful home decor content creators wield enormous influence over consumer behavior and design trends, creating situations where creators can promote products, techniques, or ideas without fully considering the long-term consequences of the information that they share. The lack of professional accountability also means there's no quality control on the advice being dispensed, which is both liberating and terrifying. A creator can confidently state that everyone should do something based on their personal experience with their specific space and lifestyle, without the broader knowledge base that would help them understand when that advice might be wrong, or even actively harmful to someone else's space, like hot gluing trim on drapes. The problem arises when we stop distinguishing between entertainment and someone making engaging content about their personal home journey, and someone qualified to give design advice to a mass audience. The best content creators in this space understand that their role is inspirational. Everyone, even design professionals, love watching a good reveal. The emphasis here is a good reveal. Not one where a majority of the collective audience say, "Why did they just do that?" We design spaces to serve practical functions that meet our needs with heavy emphasis on a desired coziness, along with a need to express cultural values as well as a preferred design direction. But you must remember that how the furniture is placed in a room will make or break a space. Period. I have seen beautifully created rooms, but unfortunately, if the furniture is not placed right, it throws the entire space off. It will always have the feeling that something is just not right. There really is rhythm and a rhyme to its placement. A room should feel effortlessly elegant, even if the room leans more casual. It still is the number one aspect in taking a space to the next level. Here is a basic breakdown. 1. Identify your focal points. Determine what will be your main focal point, such as a TV, a fireplace, or a shelving unit. Then locate the secondary focal point, such as windows, a gallery wall, or a second dominant feature in the space. 2. Position the main seating piece or pieces, such as a sofa or sofa collection, to face the primary focal point. If this is flanked up against a wall, please have the sofa float in front of a wall by at least 6 inches. In the design world, we call that room to breathe. 3. Place accent chairs to create a functional viewing and conversation area. 4. Place a coffee table in the center of the seating arrangement to tie everything together and connect the primary and secondary focal points, such as windows, gallery walls, or another dominant feature, outside the primary focus. 5. If there is no carpet, then make sure to use rugs to anchor the seating area. And remember, with the placement of all rugs, the front legs of all of the furniture in that seating area must be on the rug. Furniture placement is about the flow and balance of a room. Just remember to not block the entry of the space with the largest piece of furniture. DM me below for free room insight. Positioning elements in a space is not creating style, with so many good and even great design channels here on YouTube. The goal here should be content that's both engaging and genuinely helpful. Entertainment that actually educates rather than just inspiring people to buy more stuff they don't need for spaces that still don't function properly, leaving them with beautifully styled rooms that somehow still don't feel like home. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live with those design decisions long after the content disappears into the algorithm's memory hole, and you deserve advice that works in real life, not just in carefully curated social media posts. The best arrangements feel effortless because they support natural movement patterns and daily activities without you having to think about it. Live with an arrangement for at least a week before committing. Your daily frustrations will tell you what needs adjusting better than any rule list. Plus, before I close out this episode, Gail wanted me to share her appreciation for all of the amazing comments and likes. And please DM her below with any furniture or room design issues you might be having. She would love to help you for free. Until next time.